We're in trouble in America. We're losing our moral bearings. We're losing our respect for the rule of law. And you look around America today and things are bad and they're getting worse. We're broke. We're dispirited. We're scared. We've been moving closer and closer to socialism, further away from God, the Constitution, doing what's right in our own eyes, and all the while, not noticing that it's killing us. It's killing our nation.
Just beginning.
Americans tend to be too comfortable, slowly but surely turning their backs on the sacrifices their forefathers made for liberty. Why is that? As bad as it is, as horrible as it seems, as unlikely as it appears that we can escape, what we're going through can actually be a vitally necessary experience for us, and one that is ultimately very healthy and liberating for this country. The truth needs to be told in all the dark places, because it's the truth that sets us free.
WorldNetDaily is live. It is December 6, 2024. My name is Matt Edwards, and we are going to look into this cold-blooded killer. The details, the chilling details surrounding the United HealthCare assassination of the CEO is what we're going to be diving into today. It is Friday. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I am pleased to be back here in the studio with Josh Turnbow. Josh, how are you?
What's up, everybody? How are you?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
It's so good. A reminder, if you are on any of these channels that you're watching us on, please hit up the comments. We love seeing the comments. But let's get rolling here. You guys have been doing a lot of investigation into
yeah.
I mean, we were before we were coming on the air here, it was like wow, like
it's true crime.
So many streams.
Friday, man.
True Crime Friday. Yeah. Pop your popcorn, settle in on the couch with some cocoa.
I mean,
in the middle of the day.
I mean, we'll talk about it, but there's just like, this has been on fire on the internet for a lot of different reasons. But one of them is that it's in the open. We have a lot of footage. We have a lot of photos, and we can't help it. Like, everybody wants to be internet sleuths on this thing,
and the internet does it the best. I mean, when these details are out there, it causes people to. I mean, sometimes you go down the wrong road, but usually something pops up. So we'll get into that real quick. But first, Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. It continues that legacy by standing for faith, family, and freedom. And we here at WorldNetDaily are proud to partner with them. So if you're looking for a wireless provider, what you do there is you see the QR code, you scan it, and it'll take you right to where you need to be. Use the promo code WND Patriot and get yourself some fantastic coverage. They have the best coverage out of any of these networks out there, because they're able to use all of the existing networks that are being built by all the big companies. But they spend their money wisely, and they donate their money to values that you and I care about. So consider making the switch today, and check out the link in the description below. All right, let's get to it here. We have some images that we want to show up here. And Josh, let's walk us through this. This was posted on X, and this person says, "I don't know who is handing out consequences of your own actions these days, but I do know, unless his pockets and strings slid off, he changed his backpack colors. This kid is on the right is not the one in the video." So what are we looking at here? Because these two images are supposedly of being claimed to be the shooter, right?
Yeah. So basically what we have here, this is what, New York puts out these images for their Crime Stoppers network. And what they say is, like, we have an image of the shooter. This is supposed to be the shooter checking into a hostel And I think we're trying to, like, the timeline's weird. Like, he came into New York a month early, a month before the shooting. He stayed at a certain hostel, then he checked out and checked in again. It's very strange, but we have that image because the story behind it is that this is actually the lobby where this took place, right? And so people identified the floor in that image as fast as they could, and then they said, "Hey, this is the internet. This is a hostel. Yeah, that's the internet for you. This is the hostel where the guy stayed." And while standing at that, this check-in counter in the back here, let's go back to that picture, guys. He had the mask on, and the young woman flirting with him behind the desk said, "Oh, let me see your face." And he pulled his mask down. He gave her the rizziest, as the kids say, smile.
Oh,
and
so are you saying, are people saying this is not the same person?
Okay.
Or are they saying it is? Because to me, it looks like the same person. It looks like the same jacket. Obviously the color temperatures on the camera are different because the floor, we know it's the same place.
Yes.
And the floor looks different. So if the floor looks different, then I can understand why the jackets are a different color, but they're clearly the same make.
Okay. So here are the two images in comparison again. On the left, you have, this is the morning of the shooting. He walked into a Starbucks. The Starbucks got that image.
Which one? On the one on the left?
Okay. Yes. Okay. Right. So you see the white straps on his backpack.
Whoa, that matches what we saw on the assassination.
That is the shooter.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, that is the shooter. Okay.
Yes, because this Starbucks is just down the street.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
From the location. And then this other image, and guys, do we know when the Rizzler shot is from? We don't know what day.
Okay.
Sometime we believe this is like
recently
before the shooting. Yeah. We've heard maybe. In any case, it's clear that he's wearing different stuff, right? He's clearly wearing, and for that reason, some people have said this isn't the same person. But there's one key thing. Go ahead and take that off, guys. There's one key thing that's really important. Is now the NYPD is reporting that the ID that person, we're going to call him the Rizzler, okay, for the sake of the show. The smiling gentleman gave a fake New Jersey ID to the place, to the hostel. Okay. So that's important to remember because, we got to look that up, but the days are confusing still in the timeline. But
the guy that looks somewhat similar to the shooter gave a fake ID at the hostel.
Correct.
Okay, so now that's kind of suspicious.
So, and then because of that, we know that the NYPD then started looking for him, and he was spotted. We got to assume that's facial recognition, coming into the Port Authority bus station a month prior, and now they're saying from Atlanta, they think. Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So just one thing we know is that he's not a wealthy shooter because nobody wants to ride on a Greyhound from Atlanta all the way to New York. That's terrible, everybody. Okay. And that might make you want to shoot someone. That's a terrible joke, Matt. That's a terrible joke. Okay. So he comes in, he's in New York for a while. Now, we don't know the rest of it, but we do know, and remember, okay, this is where it gets confusing. For now, we want to assume that the person that they know that about is the guy that we have the image of him at the hostel. Why? Because facial recognition, right? Where is there going to be a major hub of facial recognition? The bus station coming into New York City, right?
Okay, but the shooter was also seen,
yes,
on other cameras outside of right before the assassination, correct?
Arriving and leaving.
Right.
So,
and at one point he was on the phone.
Yeah. So let's go to that. So let's show this. So this is him at the Starbucks. I think maybe.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely the guy because of the bag,
yes,
the jacket. So,
and let's just jump into that real quick. Okay, so we'll do a fashion analysis.
Yeah, because there he is shooting, right? That's what you're saying.
Correct. That's him shooting. So before he arrives, at in the location, I think blocks away, he goes to a Starbucks because you got to be hydrated and fed before you shoot.
You got to be caffeinated. Yeah.
He buys like a power bar or some kind of energy bar and a bottle of water, and we know now because those are supposedly, this is all these are all claims, left at the scene. He buys those items, and then he makes his way down the street. And as he's making his way down the street, he gets a phone call, or he makes a phone call. Let's show that image. Okay, so do we have that as a video? Okay, so he's on the phone call, and this is literally like 30 minutes before the CEO Target walks out of his hotel to then walk across the street to another hotel where the whole thing is where the meeting is being held, the shareholder meeting.
Okay. So hold the phone right here.
Yes.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Because we've been told, we know forever, when you're on the phone, they can do the triangulation of the time and place and everything.
Yeah.
And we should know who this guy is, or at least which phone that is.
So that's the thing.
So they got to know who this is.
And I think they do, because if he pinged a call from right there, they're gonna know. They're gonna know exactly where he is by that
exactly.
That
and if he still has that cell phone on him, they can track him through the. So
the one thing though, guys, let's go back to that image real quick. This is really important. Okay, who's he calling? Yeah, he's not calling his mom. Someone's a spotter for him. This is my contention.
I mean, it could have been his mom. He's like, Mom, I'm in the middle of something right now.
I'm running by. But
to which I say, why did you answer the phone?
Guys, one thing that this proves, and we actually there was already a comment, I think, from FBI Director Ray or someone like that said, hey, this is what they would normally consider intel, right? He's got intel on the placement of his target.
Yes.
And look at his timing. He set an alarm to wake up that morning. How did he know to do that?
How do we know he did that?
He managed his time to leave the hostel. They know that he took the subway down to the lower section of.
How do they know that?
Well, see that they're claiming it, so they saw him on security.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We're not getting they're not releasing the full picture, and it's probably because they don't have the guy yet. So they
don't have him yet. So they don't want to tell us everything.
Yeah.
So he arrives. He knows he's got to get a snack. He gets the call en route. Why is he getting the call? Now, how long does it take you to walk out of your hotel room? You're going to go get breakfast or something like that, right?
Yeah.
He got that call about 30 minutes before, and he got himself into position. And
because he was waiting,
and he knew what direction his target was going to walk from, and then let's.
Well, this was clearly premeditated because,
dude, John Wick just commented.
What did he say there?
John Wick says, appearing to talk on the phone could be an attempt to blend in.
I do that. I do that often.
I agree, John
or to avoid
Wick.
Conversations.
Not to argue with John Wick, but
yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. But also the timing, guys. Like,
it really does come down to the timing.
He's being informed.
Yeah, and because again, like what I was just about to say was, if you're walking down the street and you see Elon Musk, and you're like, oh my God, that's Elon Musk, because I recognize him. I wouldn't know the CEO of this company, from a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
But so he clearly had him targeted. This was clearly premeditated.
Yeah.
But even still, I would have to know, it's still early morning. It's not bright as day out. You're walking, this guy passes you, you start shooting him from behind.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be pretty certain that this is the guy. And I would want to know what he was wearing to ensure I'm getting the right guy.
Your spotter's going to tell you that.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe perhaps there's more to this. I still want to go back to motive though. But before we move on to that, do we have another other footage here?
Let's refresh and just kind of show
okay.
So this is more.
What is this?
Footage shows suspect coming out of the subway. Is that what that is, guys? Yeah, so this is how they know he took the subway.
Right, there he is with the backpack.
Yeah.
I think that looks like the same guy, though. He has skinnier legs.
I mean, it looks like the same person to me, but what do I know? Hey, can we make our image on the side smaller?
The thing with was that a joke?
Yeah, it's a joke.
Okay. The thing about, again, and you know, you're a movie guy, you're in the business of film and everything.
Yeah.
Like lenses on different cameras,
that matters.
It really does matter, and
Yeah.
it can get a lot of people in a lot of trouble when they think that so and so is a fake, you know, person or whatever. But it's interesting that they're pulling this footage in a city, of millions and millions of people, where these cameras are just they're going, you know, so it tells me that they're onto something, and they know. And they're trying to, and they're just trying to corner this guy and get him, or help him get away. I mean, who knows anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible too, guys, that we're going to find out that it's going to be something not like clandestine. Like, you know, a lot of wives hire people to, you know, and I'm not saying that's happening in this scenario, but that is not uncommon. That, you know, the first place the cops look is like, oh yeah, we should talk about this. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. This part's weird. It may be nothing. It may be a rabbit hole. You guys care? Should we go down the rabbit hole?
I'll play the skeptic in this.
Okay.
All right. Whether or not this is important.
Early on, it came out that someone did that, like one of these tweets, like copy this look. It's a horrible joke, but and we, you know, there was like, this is his shoes, this is his backpack. So there's a backpack, right? We went down the rabbit hole on the backpack because the backpack that this person is wearing is very specific and different from our friend the Rizzler, the face ID'd person that we saw
at the hostel.
Okay. But this isn't just a regular backpack. Now, this may be a major mistake, and one reason to assume that our friend is not Clinton level assassin is that this is a backpack for a photographer, right? And this is like I think it's a Peak Design Everyday Backpack version 1. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it is meant for a photographer with lenses and cameras and stuff.
So different pockets, different strengths on the, you know.
By the way, that's so specific that would be a major, it's a niche backpack, okay? And unlike if you would have just gotten like a JanSport, a navy blue JanSport, there's about 1 billion of those in the country.
Yeah. But
right?
Again, the guy's got weapons. So maybe he thought that a photography backpack with all the little holes and everything, the little pockets, would be good and less suspicious than carrying around
it's possible.
You know, the Ranger backpack with all of the magazines and the camo on it.
There's another weird thing as well, is that we heard that there was writing on, and we don't know if it's the ejected shells that he cleared or if he did clear those, or if it was
about this.
What's called the expended brass, the casing that the bullet fires out of. We're not sure about that, but I think we know that it was written. It's been reported that it was written in permanent marker, so Sharpie or something like that. Which was, I think, what was it, guys? Deny. Oh, we have it.
Defend. Right?
Depose. And this is from a book about like beating the healthcare system, essentially. So
deny, depose, defend. That phrase or those words have meaning.
Can I just,
go ahead, producer.
Producer's coming on.
So
we got to clear it.
Oh, John Wick says delay, deny, defend. Thank you, John Wick.
So delay, deny, defend is the book name.
Yeah.
They use 2 of those words, deny, defend, and depose on the bullets.
Gotcha. And it was a book.
Yeah, it's a book. Can you find an image of that book, guys? So that's where we are at this moment. My feeling is they're gonna find him any minute now.
I would hope so. I mean, this is scary. I mean, you got somebody out there who is taking out people like this. I mean,
well, we should talk about that idea, because not everybody's really sad about this, right? So
so this goes to the motivation, right? Because if you're thinking to yourself, you know, why, you know, maybe there is obviously a more personal reason, like maybe somebody hired this guy to take him out for personal reasons, or this was some sort of disgruntled, you know, United Insurance client or customer who who felt wronged by this company. And apparently this company has a lot of complaints, as I imagine a lot of health insurance companies do. So perhaps there is that motive is there, that this is more about a denial of service of some kind or something. But to be able to then watch and see, it's very hard to see how certain people apparently are celebrating this.
It is. And before we jump to our good friend Taylor Lorenz's tweet, let's actually show. So there is some footage. I don't know if you've seen it. We're going to share it here. This is him riding away on a bike of all things, and we'll talk about that. Yeah, this is him coming out of Central Park, and then we'll go to a map after that. So we'll show the bike footage.
I need to see the map.
Yeah, we need to see the map, right?
See a map.
And he's riding one of these city bikes, generically named. Okay, so it's unconfirmed that it is a
one of the
subscription rental bike, right? It's unconfirmed, but he's on some kind of bike. By the way,
how do we know this is him?
Well, I didn't see his backpack.
Yeah, did he toss it?
He might. I don't know, right? Like, I don't see the backpack.
See,
it looks dark actually in that image.
I don't know. I mean, and this is of course the problem with all of the
go to the bank with these things, people.
Right. Yeah. right away.
Yeah, let's see that.
I want to see this. Apparently, he dropped something in a pile of trash. Here's the video.
Oh,
but first, an unpaid commercial. We're not showing your commercial unless you pay us.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Okay, that's definitely him, or the guy we saw shoot. And yeah, I mean,
that's either going to be the phone or the gun, but I can't.
No, this was before. This was shot before the shooting.
Oh, this apparently this happened before the shooting. Yes. So again, we don't know what it is. Maybe it was the phone. Yeah, like you said, maybe it was the phone. Who knows?
John Wick's laughing at the ad.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I agree. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. What are we saying? I'm just looking at the comments here, guys. Put up the good ones that you like or that we can comment on. And then so
a lot of questions. There's still a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions.
But can we get to the Taylor Lorenz thing? Because this is
wait, we got to do the map. Let's do
all right, let's do the map. Let's see.
The map is important to show. So
it's the Friday show, everybody.
Yeah, so guys, in this image you can see the hotel and his exit route. And so in the larger key up in the left, you can see that they're at the southern side of
Central Park.
And Central Park is massive.
Oh, it's huge. Okay, so what is this down here? Number one, the red building. Is that where the shooting occurred?
Yes. So in front of the red building, and he was staying across the street in like the nicer hotel, and then he walked across the street to the New York Hilton where it was happening, and then so you can the red path is the gunman fleeing. And
he flees back into Central Park.
Back into Central Park.
See, this is where I'm saying to myself, like, unless they're tracking his phone and he ditched it and he's gone. He's gone. I mean, that's it.
I'll bring up a map here. You know, my favorite thing is to bring up a map real quick here. Yeah. So,
I mean, you're talking about a city of how many million? 8 million. I mean, it's 6 million. It's incredible.
It's 8 million. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's gone, unless, of course, this was. If this was just a lone gunman, disgruntled client of health insurance.
Yeah. So, okay,
there it is.
I'm going to present this real quick so we can see it.
He is gone.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is that if you're going to, ditch all your gear, maybe the place to do that is obviously Central Park. Okay. So here we are, guys. This is New York. You may see these like little dots and flags. Those are just places that are good to go to. Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows Google Maps. All right.
Okay. All right. So here's the Hilton right here. Wait, I'm not on it. Let me zoom out. It's right here. Okay. So here's the Hilton, and he's gonna shoot this gentleman.
Right.
And we believe he crossed the street from, I think, the Warwick. We're not sure exactly what side he crossed to, but he, he was obviously watching. He exited his route through here. Close this real quick. And then here we are. Here's Central Park, right? And then he made his way. This is what they claim through Central Park. You can do a lot in Central Park because there's not cameras everywhere. And then he came all the way up to the, look how big this is. And then he came here, they believe, to, it's actually,
is that the hostel?
It's this one back a little farther.
The
to
hostel?
High New York. Yeah, this is the one they believe he came to, is this hostel here.
Not after the shooting, before.
Yeah, we're not positive on like the timing.
I don't know.
Actually, you know what, guys? It's the other one. It's
he's gone.
It is the other one. Yeah. So yeah, he came to a hostel. Even that's strange, right? There's some argument that that hostels are kind of easier to get into because they're made for like international travelers.
Sure. Yeah. And they're a lot cheaper.
Kids, they don't always have like a credit card to put down. And then, yeah. So John Wick's saying, do you write a message on bullets for the dead victim to read? No, you write that message as a threat to others like him. And I agree, John Wick, that would change the motive. Okay, so let's go to that. We have another clip here.
Tie it together.
Yeah, this may tie it together.
Holy shit, guys. So I decided to check out Brian Thompson's profile on the United Health Group, United Healthcare website, the biggest contractor in the United States for healthcare. They get tons and tons of federal money, billions of dollars. Okay, so I go to the website. He served as CEO of healthcare government, government contracts, I believe. Let's check it out. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Look at this. He's been scrubbed, dude. He's been scrubbed. Brian Thompson.
All right. So,
More health.
He's apparently other insurance other insurance companies are removing the staff directories of the CEOs,
right,
and stuff to kind of protect their anonymity. Which I get, because what I'm nervous about, especially with this guy on the loose, if he gets away with it, is our copycats. I mean, if again, are we ready to go to Taylor Lorenz? Can we show up Taylor this?
You want to first go to Blue Cross?
What's that Blue Cross? They've reversed their policy to only pay for a certain time frame. Okay, look at this. Look at this.
What?
So this is Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield reverses decision to put a time limit on anesthesia. So
so that was a massive story right before this.
It was that you would be under anesthesia and the ticker would be going.
Yeah,
on the meter. It's like you're the meter's going.
This
on a taxi cab.
That's so evil, right? Because surgery already scares people to death, and we have the ability now to knock you out with anesthesia.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, you know what, guys, we can only pay for the halfway through
15 minutes. Yeah.
You're out of pocket for the other. That's just evil. That's part of this story. Like why this story is so like awesome, or I don't want to glorify the death element, but this has got like, this is a touchstone or a raw nerve for so many Americans that that the healthcare system's so messed up that they would tell people you don't get the full anesthesia covered by your insurance. And it's one of the things, Matt, that there's no way around it. Like, because then everyone thinks,
unless you
I'm gonna wake up.
Yeah.
From the operation,
you have to pay for it. You have to just pay extra. I mean, the whole point is to say why it's like when you go to the airport and they're like, it costs $200 to fly, but if you want to bring anything with you, you got to pay an extra $250. Well, just tell me it costs $250 to go.
Right.
Like if anesthesia cost is going up, then just say this is what it's going to cost for you to have anesthesia for this entire trip of the surgery.
Right.
But to create this whole mess here is why you just got to exit yourself out of the system.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother story.
We need a new sponsor for that.
Yeah. Okay. So then this sentiment.
It's the sentiment.
This taps into people going, I mean, there's so many dark memes online right now. of essentially people laughing.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's people watching now going, well,
No. And that's not fair to the person. We don't know what kind of person he was, and he's the figurehead, right? Like he's a figurehead of
Right.
something. So people
Right.
are taking all their frustration, putting into him. Now, but one thing that's interesting is some people are open about this, and this would be our Taylor Lorenz, who's not our friend John Wick.
yeah, this is awful
Yeah.
here. I mean, what is this? So
Yeah.
Taylor Lorenz, she's a reporter or some sort of journalist or whatever.
Formerly.
And she says, is this not a direct threat against the CEO of Blue Cross and Blue Shield? This is completely unhinged. Libs of TikTok is highlighting that.
Yeah.
And Taylor Lorenz is saying,
We can't, which we're having a hard time seeing. Let me go click on it.
People wonder why we want these executives dead.
People wonder why we want these executives dead. Taylor Lorenz, I know you may be like menopausal, but this is a little crazy.
well, I mean, to say, and people wonder why. I mean, so she's admitting she wants
Did
executives
she say,
dead?
and people wonder why we?
Yeah, what is who's we and
That's,
which executives? Are all executives? I mean, this person is unhinged.
She retweeted the Blue Cross and saying,
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. But she just, I mean,
That's a little much.
and she said this over on Blue Sky. Have you been over to Blue Sky yet? This is where all the lefties, after Trump won, they exited
That's where the
X,
crazies go now.
and they went over to Blue Sky. Yeah. I mean, this is unbelievable that someone would say something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
John Wick again. Thank you, John Wick, for joining. And by the way, guys, John Wick, if anybody's going to know this stuff, CEO Thompson was sitting on one of the largest data sets exposing the death of the jabs, injuries, and deadlines, the powers that could not let them talk. Now, this is another giant thing, right? Like,
I mean, this is the one that when I immediately heard that he was assassinated outside, in broad daylight like this.
Yeah.
I immediately said, well, this doesn't happen unless you are doing what this guy did. You're sitting on something.
Yeah.
You're about to expose something, unless of course it's personal, like a jilted lover or something like that. But this,
Right.
but this here, I believe is way bigger than that. I mean, this guy has so much information about people who are ill.
He has the data. Right?
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
He has the data.
Exactly. So my money is there simply because, again, this guy, they haven't caught this guy. Like nobody stopped him. He was riding away on a bike. Nobody said, hey, stop that guy. He just killed somebody. There was nobody in a car that took him out. I mean, how many internet videos have we seen where people take people out when they saw them try to mug a woman? This guy shot a guy on broad daylight on the sidewalk and nobody stopped him. He just had a clear sail right into Central Park, never to be seen again. I don't know. This is really fishy for me.
I agree.
So,
speaking of fishy,
is it? That's a
I don't know
terrible
if they
segue.
sell,
Yeah, I don't know if they do that. Fish oils. Yeah, get your fish oils. The Zelenko protocol, folks. The Zelenko protocol.
How do we get so small in the corner over here?
The cold and flu season is upon us. You got to protect your family and have your immune system like prepped and ready. It's got to be like cranking right now. And I'm traveling. I've been traveling a little bit, so I've made sure that I have all of the right supplements with me. And so Dr. Zelenko and the Zelenko protocol is a great place to shop for that. So click the link in the description, scan the QR code, get 5% off if you use WND as the promo code. These products are non-GMO, they're made in America, they're kosher, all of the good stuff. So we're not doctors.
Some of us are not doctors.
Some of us are not.
But we really appreciate you guys. If you follow this helps the show. And if you've enjoyed the show,
it helps you. I mean, it's a win-win.
What other show has John Wick come on and comment on assassination?
You love this John Wick
kind
guy.
of a big deal. Might be my dad. Maybe it's my dad doing it.
Yeah, that's funny. You never know. All right, well then let's get you up to speed on some more other breaking news that's happening. This, of course, still in New York City, the Daniel Penny case. Apparently, are we still waiting on deliberations? Is that still happening? We have the jurors apparently are deadlocked, and this was shared on X. Here's a quick clip of that.
This Fox News alert, we are on verdict watch in the New York City criminal trial of Marine veteran Daniel Penny. The jury just sent a note to the judge. They are deadlocked on the first count in this case. This is manslaughter in the second degree. CB Cotton at the courthouse in New York City. CB, tell us what you know.
Hi, Dagan. That's right. The jury just passed a note to the judge saying it's unable to reach a unanimous decision on the most serious charge in this case, second-degree manslaughter. The judge said in the courtroom that he thinks he now needs to instruct the jury on an Allen charge, which is essentially telling the jury you need to go back into the deliberations room, talk more, consider the viewpoints of other jurors, and try to reach a consensus. At that point, if the jury comes back again and still does not have a unanimous decision, the judge would then have to declare a mistrial. But of course, we know if there is a conviction on this most serious charge, there are high stakes for Daniel Penny, who would face up to 15 years in prison. But so.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. And Josh, maybe that's the reason why nobody stopped the shooter.
Yeah. Famously, Daniel Penny is the man who choked out, like put a crazy homeless guy on the subway that was attacking people. Daniel Penny jumped on him and put him in a chokehold. And in this trial, and the man died, but in this trial, there was very specific testimony, medical testimony, that's likely not what killed the guy.
But even still, the whole point that the guy was trying to protect people on the train.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the disgrace here. I mean, I was thankful to say, I don't know if we have the clip of Eric Adams, the mayor, saying, look, we tell people all the time, you see something, say something, do something. And this guy did. And now he's on trial. I hope they deadlock at the very minimum. I hope they deadlock. I hope they acquit him. But the fact that they're deadlocked just tells you that there's, some people in there that are hopefully holding strong to what is right, because all he did, like you said, was hold this guy in a headlock until probably authorities could come and get him.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're seeing, like,
he didn't knife him.
Weekly videos of, I think even last week, there was a guy knifed like 6 people in New York. Like, do you want a guy like Daniel Penny around that will confront these people? Obviously the cops can't, or they're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. And then this is this bizarre place we are at in the state now, where, like, if you're an assailant, they're going to let you off. But if you're just, what used to just be considered a good Samaritan, you're fighting for your life to not go to jail for the rest of your life, which is frankly pretty depressing.
Yeah. Well, here, what we're looking at here is this guy asks, Amuse over on X asks, is this a mistrial? The judge in the Daniel Penny trial revealed that the jury sent a note indicating they were unable to reach a unanimous verdict on count 1. Penny's lawyer, Thomas Kenneth, argued that if this were the case, the jury should not proceed on count 2. The judge responded by stating that he would issue an Allen charge to urge the jury to reach a consensus on count 1, while Assistant District Attorney Daphne Yoron countered that the jury should move on to count 2. The judge then indicated his intent to pressure the jury for a verdict on count 1 and asked Yoron if she needed time, to which she replied that she had to consult District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
No.
It is. So all signs suggest that the case may be headed for a mistrial. So that's interesting here. The prosecuting attorney asking to just say, well, if they can't go on 1, just let's go to count 2 and try to get a conviction there. And the judge saying, no, let's deal with charge 1, which I think is a fair thing to do. It's almost similar to the tactics that were used by Alvin Bragg, once again, when they did the conviction of Trump, where they said, if some of you convict over here, or if, what was it? It was like, if 6 out of 4 of you convict over here on this charge,
they were changing the law.
6 out of 4 of you convict over on this separate charge. We put those two together, it's a conviction,
which is not normal in
That's
any
not
court
law.
case
No.
ever. Yeah.
Not in America, at least.
Yeah. Well,
at least
there
it shouldn't be.
They're going to bend the law politically. I just thought about this. Daniel Penny, if convicted, would absolutely be a Trump pardon, I would guess.
I don't know. It happened in the state. It
They can't reach down?
No.
But if he was Trump's son, he would move heaven and earth, just like Joe Biden did.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole thing that people are talking about online, is that Biden pardoned Hunter of any federal charges, but if there's any state charges against Hunter,
right,
he didn't pardon him.
He didn't pardon him in that. So
right.
If you've been wronged by Hunter Biden, and you've been in a state, you still may get your justice.
I think, didn't we see Gavin Newsom come running forward to see if he could pardon him? I'm just kidding.
Perhaps. Somebody else who may need a pardon someday is Adam Schiff. He resigned from Congress effective December 8th. So 3 days from now, 4 days, 2 days from now, 3 days from now.
Who is Adam Schiff? People may be asking.
Yeah, Adam Schiff, Representative Schiff. If you remember him, he was in the House going after Trump feverishly. He's the one that pretended to read a transcript from Trump's phone call with Zelensky. The guy's he's pencil neck Schiff, right? Well, he ran for U.S. Senate. This is how crazy California is. He went and ran for U.S. Senate against Steve Garvey. Steve Garvey, the former baseball player, Hall of Famer, was running on the Republican side. Schiff was running on the Democrat side, and he beat him by like 3 million votes. So what was interesting, though, is that I think it's interesting that he resigns his House seat before effectively being sworn in as a senator.
Well, do we know what's
so
going on?
I don't know why that was.
Producer Kira, do we know what is the speculation on this? Because they're getting really shifty, right? They got to move all the deck chairs before shifty
Schiff. That's what Trump called it.
Yeah, they're getting shifty on this because think about they have no cover from.
Well, he'll be sworn in as a senator on Monday.
Okay, they have no cover from the Department of Justice anymore, right? So they know like whatever they're doing is they're going to get exposed. So they're moving around appropriately.
Yeah. Well, if he's getting sworn in on Monday, that's the day after the 8th.
Someone is saying here.
Yeah,
So
we'll follow
that's
that
the case,
story.
then it's not a really that big of a deal. But the fact that Adam Schiff is now going to the Senate,
I don't think they get sworn in this soon, do they?
they have to be sworn in before the president is, because it's the new Congress that does all the work.
That's right. They have to do the
electoral and all that stuff.
They have to do the approval, right? Or what? The certification
of the vote.
Yeah,
is done by the incoming class.
Famously faked Riot J6.
Yes.
Thank you, John Wick. Everyone should like and follow WorldNetDaily. Yes, we would love you to do that.
Has John Wick? I apologize if I haven't seen John Wick on our program before.
John Wick, you're watching on Rumble. Do you normally watch us? Go ahead and comment, and we'll
because
pop that up.
We appreciate that, John. Definitely, everyone should do that.
January 3rd is when they're sworn.
That's what I thought. January 3rd. That's what I thought. January 3rd is when the new Congress is sat, the House and Senate. And so Schiff resigning effective Sunday, basically, because today's the 6th.
Yeah.
Gives us almost a month of citizenship.
That's great.
Yeah. So again, I don't know what that means. We don't know why he would do that so soon.
Yeah.
It is interesting. So great. My questions have perked back up.
And John Wick, we see that you're saying occasionally, but never commenting. Well, we appreciate you commenting. And hey, everybody else, if you're watching on any of the channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Rumble, please comment. We like having a chat with you guys, especially when it's germane as an assassin.
You know what John Wick reminds me of? The Kung Fu grip. John, if you're listening, what I need you to do right now, my friend, is make your way over to Difrico.
Yeah.
And get yourself a Kung Fu grip. It comes in this fantastic. If anything, the package is worth it alone. There's a sticker in here too.
Yeah, there is.
I've seen stickers in here.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
The producer will bring in the breaking news
right after this hit here.
But first, we talk rifles.
John Wick and everybody out there, scan the QR code. Go hit that link in the description and get yourself a Kung Fu grip. This is a 12-degree. Get yourself a 12-degree.
12 degrees
angle
of rifle grip.
Yes, a full grip on here, and they are a great company. These guys are awesome. They're out of, where are they out of? Michigan,
New Hampshire.
Yeah. Even better. Live free or die. So go over there, Difrico, scan the QR code, and it'll take you right to where you need to get one of these things. They make great stocking stuffers.
Yeah, and we're telling everybody, stocking stuffers. I mean,
yeah, it's a no-brainer.
That's the most red state thing ever. Rifle parts and a stocking stuffer. Fantastic.
Boom.
And then Oh, Mr. Yorkshire Coast is saying very interesting show. Thank you, sir.
Hey, it's the Friday show. Friday show's always the interesting
We're playing
show.
it pretty loose, and we have Matt in the southern studio.
That's
which we
right.
appreciate. Kira
That's right.
Turnbow talking into the mic, which we really love. As
Which
a
she had some
producer.
breaking news apparently.
Okay, I just looked it up.
Okay.
So Schiff will be sworn in on Monday because he's basically going to take over. Okay, here's what it says.
Oh,
Schiff alerted the House on Friday that he is resigning from his lower chamber effective Sunday because he will be sworn into the Senate on December 9th because
Shady.
let me scroll
It's so shady as usual.
It looks like whoever was the California senator left their seat early to allow whoever is the senator elect, which is Schiff, to take that. So he's going to finish the term of
Feinstein.
Yeah.
So that's how they always just hand each other they don't worry about elections.
Yeah.
They just because they know that like the Democrats in California will be like, oh great, Schiff. And I didn't.
He won the election.
He won the election, but he would not
Yeah.
have been senator yet. But now he's going to be a senator on Monday. And now, which I don't know if that means he could do any damage at this point, because the Democrats control the Senate. They've allowed the Democrats to control the Senate still.
Is Dianne Feinstein still around?
I thought didn't she die?
So here's what it says.
John Wick says died.
Yeah,
so
she died.
Schiff defeated Katie Porter and Barbara Lee in the primary.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And easily won to replace Dianne Feinstein.
Dianne Feinstein, who passed away. Yeah.
Now,
so
it says
or
that
retired.
She
Maybe
looked
at
like
least
Emperor
retired.
Palpatine when she passed away, dude.
Senator LaFonza Butler came in October 2023 to finish out Feinstein's term, but she has given her farewell address and basically handed it over to Schiff.
California politics.
That's how the left royals do it.
Yeah. Well, and we know that Pelosi's coming back. She's going to run again as well.
I'm sure she
did run again. She is coming back. I'm saying
she needs to grow her stock portfolio still. So she needs to be part of the power decisions that grow that.
Yeah. If I was allowed to give any stock advice, it would be just do what Nancy Pelosi does.
The Pelosi fund.
Interestingly, that Pelosi did buy some stock options that are related to this
United Health.
Dun,
stuff.
dun, dun.
Back in February, United Health had a massive cyber attack.
That's right.
And
about
on the
cyber
very
attack.
day of that massive cyber attack, Nancy Pelosi's husband happened to buy over $1 million in stock in the company that was selected to investigate that cyber attack.
Yeah. So this is why you need to pay attention here, folks. WND.com. We're going to cover all of this stuff.
On this show, we are going to make the speculations that no one else can.
Really? Is that what we're turning into? We're just going to
I think so. Our next topic I'll come to, but
we have another topic.
I wanted to say, guys, I don't want to be inappropriate here, but there's Nancy Pelosi's famous on the internet for something else, a meme. And if you know what that is, just comment that you might know what that is. I don't want to say what it is here.
I'm
going to say she might have been walking the beach in Italy. Okay. It changed the dynamic on Nancy Pelosi. Okay. Do you care? Do you have that image?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm just a few older than you, Josh. And I think
you know what this is, Matt?
No, I have no idea. I think we finally found the
okay, wait, before you put it up
here.
Folks, if you're watching in the comments,
you're putting it up.
Do you know what image I'm talking about that made Nancy Pelosi famous in a whole different way? And this is not news, okay? This is just
we're into bonus time now. So if you want to leave the show and head over to can we see it first before you put it online? Put it on the internet.
Right
You're looking for it?
Yeah. Turn away, John Wick says.
Does John Wick know?
There it is.
Holy cow. This is a meme. It became a meme. Wow.
My favorite meme I saw is the image of Nancy Pelosi walking the beach, but it was like superimposed into the helmet of a soldier in war.
Oh my God.
It's 84.
84 years old, Nancy Pelosi.
John Wick says.
Oh my God.
Sorry guys. I hope that didn't offend you. I think it's just hilarious.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
She's offensive no matter what.
This is not at all a segue, but raw milk. We're talking about raw milk next.
Oh yeah, this story here. Look at this story. This is incredible. This is breaking news, right?
Breaking news. Yeah. Okay, as part of the continued narrative that never seems to go away, virus and bird flu outbreaks, and now this one is attacking distribution of raw milk. So let me see. So raw milk samples now to be collected and shared with the U.S. Department of
Agriculture.
I can't even see it. Agriculture, in order to test for bird flu, according to the new federal order issued by the agency Friday. So you know who's going to have a problem with this? RFK Jr. is really going to have a problem with this, and they hate raw milk, right? So like now, raw milk, guys. Okay, comment Nancy Pelosi if you agree that raw milk is fine. Raw milk is one of those weird things that we used to think we avoided at all costs. People would look at you as if they would think you were a weirdo.
Yeah, that's only really the last 60 years, 50 years, even.
Since people stopped living on farms and homogenized milk came into practice,
right.
And there was famously an argument against homogenous milk or homogenized milk, essentially boiled milk, and I can't remember what it was, but the guy that was against it, he died drinking raw milk. But there's some controversy behind that. But raw milk is now thought to be not only like super healthy for you, but preferred by,
of course,
it's a health trend.
Sure.
And I would bet that,
it's just really expensive. It's just really expensive.
It is more expensive. Yeah. You can get it more easily in some places where you're around the dairy industry.
Or if you have a cow.
A lot of the fear arguments have completely fallen on their face, and if you're interested, look into this stuff because it is fascinating.
Well, and this is all part of the Make America Healthy Again thing. I mean, it's waking people up to kind of question what we've been told for the last 50 years, 70 years, when it comes to the food pyramid, when it comes to oils and stuff. I got something to share with you after this. I won't get into it now, but there's so many different details out there that are, RFK has some very compelling arguments, and so I'm looking forward.
Absolutely,
I'm looking forward to seeing what they roll out.
Yeah, and we'll just freak you guys out and talk about that here. It'll be sunscreen next week. We'll talk about the horrible nature of sunscreen, and I mean, I don't even want a microwave in my house anymore, Matt. You know what I'm saying? I'll go that far. Okay. I grew up on raw milk, says Rosebud at 1962.
Of course you did. Yeah. Of course.
A lot of people did.
We
drink it in my house.
Fantastic. Where do you get a good deal on it? It's expensive.
So where we live, the way you get raw milk, you got to buy you buy the coupon for the year and you get it at a better price.
Oh, okay.
Because then the dairy farmer can say like, cool, you got his upfront on that.
Oh, right. So he already knows how much to produce.
Hugely popular here.
Yeah. All right, good.
So
all right, folks.
What a show, Matt.
It's the Friday show. It's the Friday show.
Yeah.
And I'm in town.
Yeah.
So Alex is over there killing it.
Yeah.
She just kills
producer
it.
Kira and producer Alex just helping us weigh in when we don't follow the script.
And John Wick. Thank you, John.
John Wick, thank you.
Guys, helping us in the chat there.
Rosebud, John Wick, Crystal Chavez, everybody commenting.
Our
really
staff right there, our staff says raw milk has lactose, which is healthy.
Yes.
Unfiltered and whole.
And there's some argument now that removing the lactose has caused lactose intolerance. There's all kinds of stuff now. Don't get me started on gluten. This isn't a health show.
You probably want to start on peanuts too, right? The whole peanut allergy thing.
Tough.
All right.
That one's tough. It's hard. It's hard to unwind the peanut allergy. Yeah. We're not really sure how to do that.
You still want to roll through your Rumble, get people on Rumble and Telegram,
guys, and if you enjoyed the show, our big thing is someone told me that our older audience, boomers who we love, don't like going and adding their account to Rumble, which is what you need to do to follow. But I'll go through it. We really would love you to follow us on Rumble by you got to subscribe, hit the green follow button. And then, we can do the show and already a lot of people watch over there, but we really want to build the follow base or the subscriber base. And then you want to see our X account. Okay. So that's going to have breaking news, everything breaking early. It's going to have a lot
before it happens.
almost before it happens. We're not trying to time travel here, but our ex it's a definitive source, like people, my friends, they're busy just, using Instagram. And I tell them like, you can see news there too. And the news over at Instagram comes in the form of what they call reels, which is like very easy to digest, like raw milk videos that you just watch them and they play out, and it'll tell you everything going on. It might even tell you how to buy the backpack that the shooter used in the, you don't want to buy that, but if you're a photographer like he is supposedly, you might. And then a Telegram. Telegram seems to be the place where you can see the drones hit people, which isn't great, but it's also where everything's completely uncensored. So for instance, the shooting video, it's not graphic by the definition I would normally use, but almost immediately the videos that we saw come out of it like blurred the gun or blurred the man. And if you want to see what's going on uncensored, like that's how we knew the gun had a suppressor on it, which we didn't really talk about, but that's a whole nother thing that's going to reveal
we touched
a lot.
on that a little bit with Buzz when Buzz was on.
Yeah, Buzz talked about it. And New York Mayor Eric Adams is like, I've never seen this before, which is it is true that you wouldn't normally see that because
and there would be no reason to use one.
No,
you're on broad daylight on this on the street. Why are you using a suppressor?
Yeah.
So
you spelled hero wrong.
Seemed bizarre.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, great. All right. Well,
hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah. The Telegram thing.
Yeah.
We need to find out what happened to Davil Petrov, right? Is that his name? The founder
I
of
think
Telegram?
we know he agreed to some terms of service stuff.
He did, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
He did. Which we haven't seen the effects of that now. So Telegram still works.
Okay.
That
was one of the first stories we did when we launched was his arrest.
Final thought here. John Wick is saying who released the assassination video. It went viral fast. It's really true, John.
I'm telling you.
I think within an hour we had a video, and that would normally need to be the NYPD, because the NYPD gets to then we assume they immediately walk into whatever store is across from that shooting
and say, give us your video.
And say, give us the video.
Yeah.
The fact that they released it so fast is in part of the news, the news cycle. They're going to bang down the door of the NYPD to get that answer. That's what we know so far.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speculate.
Oh, go ahead.
Speculation incoming.
It's a little bit suspect to me that we still don't know anything about, the Trump's assassin and all that stuff. It's taken months and months, but this within minutes of the shooting, the video is out.
Well,
that's
there you go. That's actually a really good comparison.
Vegas,
in fact,
or even
Vegas.
Go back to the Vegas shooting. There's cameras everywhere in the Mandalay Bay.
Yep.
Never been seen.
We only had one picture of the guy.
Yeah.
Imagine if they
from a party years before.
That makes me go.
This is why we don't trust anything. That's why you don't trust anything. I mean, you sound.
This footage was meant to be seen.
Of course,
it was
for
people to see.
Yes,
John Wick is correct that they wanted it seen.
Yep.
Almost immediately versus the Secret Service doesn't know who the shooter is. They're not sure. And quick burn his body, which to this day is the weirdest thing ever.
So let's go down just real quick.
Here we go.
The rabbit hole that I'm thinking is what are we not paying attention to that's happening right now? Because everyone is trying to solve this murder online.
Adam Schiff is becoming senator on Monday.
What else is happening? What else?
Ukraine, of course, the bomb, the nuclear. I mean, all that stuff. I mean, these are the distractions that keep us from paying attention over there. I mean, when Buzz said that there are North Korean military people in Ukraine.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
Tucker last night aired the interview with Lavrov, who is, I think, the Minister of Defense in Russia. He's been the Minister of Defense for 40 years.
Right.
And one major takeaway, we'll cover this Monday, but since we're still talking, comment Nancy Pelosi if you want us to still keep talking. One major takeaway of the Trump interview, I'm going to ruin it for you. So if you want to watch the whole thing,
the Tucker
interview with, I think, Sergei Lavrov was at the end. Lavrov said, everyone is saying, the Europeans are saying that they will respond if with nukes, if there is a nuclear exchange. He said, but they are acting like only Russia will only retaliate against the Europeans. And Tucker says, wait a minute. Are you saying that you'll retaliate against the Americans as well? And Lavrov's answer is, that's how it works. And Tucker ends the interview. Thank you, Rosebud. Yeah, so we'll keep talking.
That's how it works.
That's how he's saying
funding the war against Russia right now.
So
we are. We're
the
essentially in the war.
Yeah, for officially from the Russian answer is, it's not just a war in Europe, everybody.
No,
if you continue this, it's a war, and a nuclear war for all of us.
Why do you think Elon's trying to get to Mars? It all comes together, my friends. All right, everybody out there, say your prayers, hug your loved ones, and God bless you all. We'll be back here on Monday, right?
We'll be back Monday, and who knows? I mean, too bad Matt's not going to be in studio, because I like this formula.
It's fun. It's fun.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
Yep. Take care. We'll see you Monday.